Hey, hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome, guys. Come in. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome. I see you all. I miss you. I miss you. Yeah. Coming, guys. I miss you. Yeah. My baby, my baby, my baby, please don't leave me. Let's link up. I want to see your face. Yeah. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all. There's a light. Welcome. Kindly hit the like. Turn on your notification bell on for more. And if you've been rewatching this live stream, answer me. Thank you so much for stopping by and clicking on it. Do not forget to hit the like and share out to your community. Let's have more people joining on this discussion. Hey, Cornelius, good to see you. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Come in. Please kindly share out to your community. Okay, let's have more people joining. Share to your community. See ya. If I don't see you, if I don't see your face, I want to chop now. Eh? Welcome, guys. Wanna kiss you early in the morning. Go, shine. You know it's only you that I want. It's like turning out on day. Wanna kiss you early in the morning. Go, shine. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome. I appreciate every one of you joining me tonight on this discussion. Welcome. Whoa, it's midweek already, guys. Thank God. It's a beautiful Wednesday, and I really do appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, with all that is happening on Whitey Streets, we all sure do need peace of mind, but that would definitely come after the live stream. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And what are we discussing today? I made a video this morning. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. I appreciate you. I made a video this morning on Pele's will after his demise. I mean, we all know that Pele passed on last month. And after he passed on, you know, a lot of controversy news here and there. There's this lady, we all know, the woman Pele got pregnant, Sandra. And unfortunately, Pele refused to acknowledge this guy. I mean, this woman as, you know, the mother of his two boys, because the woman gave birth to two boys, and Pele refused to acknowledge the paternity of his child. He kept on denying her, kept on denying this woman, and unfortunately, she passed on via cancer a couple of years ago, and the woman in question gave birth to two boys. Yes, his grandchildren. Now, this got me thinking, because the reason why I'm making this video is because yesterday, Governor Sanwolu of Lagos State was dragged to the court in Delta State by a woman who claimed or alleged that he has a son, and she's been trying to get him to own up to the paternity of this boy, and he's refusing. The boy is 27 years. He's not a child. He's already a full-grown man. And this guy has been asking questions. Where is my father? I want to know my father. And in fact, the woman, according to this woman, she said that the guy even got to threatening her that if she doesn't show him who the father is, he will delete her. It's that bad. And she's been begging that, okay, your father is not crippled, your father is not late, your father is alive, this is who your father is. But unfortunately, the father isn't the type that, of course, that she can get through to easily. Welcome, Ify London, Paul. I appreciate you. And she has come out to call on Sanwolu to come and at least admit that he is a father. She said if they want to carry out paternity tests, they are free to, because she is sure. I mean, how did the whole thing started? They were in a relationship for a very long time. Before Sanwolu, of course, became governor, he was working in an oil company in Delta State, and they started the relationship, of which she got pregnant the first time. Sanwolu took her somewhere. The governor Sanwolu took her somewhere, and they terminated the pregnancy. They got rid of it. And then days later, he started, doing the do again. And she got pregnant again. This time around, she says she's not removing it because the first one almost cost her life. It almost took her life. And then this time around, she actually tried taking something, but it affected her and she stopped. Now, Sanwolu abandoned her and traveled to another state, and ever since then, he has not come back to even agree or admit that this child belongs to him or that he even had any affair with this woman. She said this thing affected her relationship with her parents. She was kicked out of the house. She couldn't finish her education because of the pregnancy and was left to single-handedly carry this pregnancy to term, raise this boy up to this very moment. And this guy is asking questions right now that, who is my father? I want to meet my father. I want to know my father. Just like many women, a lot of children out there are asking who their father is. It has gotten so bad that some women end up even telling the children that their father is late, that their father is normal. Yes, it's that bad, just so that peace can reign, because they can't get through to this to this man, or either they have done all they can to get this man to come and own up, this man to come and accept that they are the father of these children. I was watching a show a couple of days ago. No. It was actually a replay because I watched this several years ago. That's Jerry Springer's show. I believe a lot of you in America quite know about Jerry Springer's show. And I watched an episode a couple of years ago, which I even replayed recently. And it got me thinking, what is wrong with a lot of guys? Why is it so easy for them to pull down panties? But when anything happens, they run away from their responsibilities. They shy away from taking or, owning up that, yes, this child or these children belong to them. In this particular episode, this guy actually had 9 children. Yes, you read my list right. 9 children by 3 sisters. And he has been denying the paternity of these children. He denied it, that he doesn't know. They were probably sleeping with different men, and then he cannot really say if he's the father and all that. Guess what, guys? DNA test was carried out, and he was actually the father of these 9 children. 1 man, 9 children over there in America. A lot of shows like that. I took time out to watch a lot of these shows, replay some of those things. Thank you. Oh, welcome, Mel. I appreciate you. Welcome, Queen. Thank you so much for joining me. I took time out to replay this, and it got me like it got my stomach churning at how much some men can really deny the paternity of their children. There's this one that has 4 children. This guy swore, did everything like never, that he's not the father of these 4 children. Denied everything, and when the test was carried out, he was the father, and he ran away. Why are men? Oh, Ifoma, thank you so much. We have to Ify here on the live stream. Ifoma Luis Wanyoma, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your Malicha. How have you been? Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to hit the like, guys, as you comment. Now, so many other, I went through so many episodes, and then I'm wondering, why are some men being jacked? Why would they go down, pull down panties easily? And Before you see Jack, they are denying the paternity of these children. Chef MGZ. Okay, let me just say Chef TMGZ. Oh my God. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Queen. Now, the case of Pele, this woman cried, she begged, did all she could for Pele to admit that yes, he got her pregnant, that yes, that they had an affair. She was Pele's cleaner. The woman in question, Sandra, that passed on a couple of years ago, she was his cleaner. Now, this is the same thing that is going on with a lot of men. They go down on their housemates, on their cleaners, on their staff, the junior staff, on just even their wives' cousins, their own nephews. They go down on everything under the skirt. But when pregnancy comes up, you see them running and denying. The influential ones, the rich one, will do everything they can within their power to cover up. They do everything to hide the truth. This woman kept begging. She did. I mean, the whole of Brazil, everyone knew the truth. That yes, this Pele had an affair with this woman, even though it wasn't a romantic affair. It was behind the closed doors. He took advantage of this young lady. Yes, he took advantage. Oyo Yoma, thank you so much. I appreciate you. The mother of, yes, the mother of Sandra, thank you. The mother of Sandra was a cleaner. The mother of Sandra, sorry, the name Sandra keep coming up. Sandra's mother was a cleaner, and this guy kept denying. The mother begged before the mother passed on, and they even to agree that Sandra was his daughter. Pele kept on denying it. Pele denied everything. He didn't want to, even after DNA test was conducted and it was discovered that yes, Sandra was his daughter, Pele kept on denying. He didn't want to admit. He didn't give this woman his name. Not too long, when later on when the woman had 2 children, that Sandra had 2 children, Pele didn't really bring them close to himself. He didn't draw these children close to himself just like other children and grandchildren of his. He kept them because they were from, illegitimate. I think he was feeling so ashamed that he had something to do with a cleaner. If you know you are too ashamed to come out, if you know you are ashamed to come out that, that this child belongs to you, why would you go so low to have that affair or take advantage of a woman? It is the situation today. Men taking advantage of young women of low class, lower than their status and their positions in the society, but deny pregnancy. Before Pele passed on, that was when he called these children. In fact, for the first time, he actually had this close bond with the children before he passed on. In the past, before he passed on, it was more like a distant thing. He didn't really show them love as grandfather. He didn't really show them that intimate love between grandfather and grandchildren until recently. In his dying bed, that was when he sent for these children. I was having a discussion with my friend this afternoon, and she was like, Pele maybe was trying to make peace with himself so he can find himself in heaven. After how many years? This woman died in heartbreak. She died living with the pain of this man rejecting her, rejecting that she's not his, even with the DNA evidence everywhere. She died of heartbreak. BMC, the formula. Oh, welcome. Thank you so much, BMC, for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. Please kindly smash the like. This woman died of heartbreak. She died feeling disappointed. She died, feeling rejected until her death. Not even once did he call her daughter. Until her death, not even once did he feel, I have a daughter. Let me count her among my numerous children. Because, of course, we don't even know how many children the legendary footballer has. We call him an icon today, a legend today. But let's even look at this realistically. Giving these children estates, amounting to that is worth 13 million pounds. Is it going to change anything in the mind of Sandra wherever she is? Is it going to change the situation? This woman is no longer alive to see, though he mentioned her in his will by giving the children, her children what is due to them. But did he do right denying her all those years until she passed on? It's only in the will that we are seeing now that he admitted that he has accepted this woman as his daughter and her children as his grandchildren. This is the same thing, the situation of Sanwolu right now. This guy in question is 27 years. Sanwolu is the governor of Lagos State. He's the high and mighty, the untouchable Sanwolu. Of course, when this woman took the case to court, he didn't appear before the court. Immunity, of course, as a governor covered him. And he's going to wait when it's too late before he will finally come out to admit, maybe when it's too late, when the mother has gone or when the mother has passed on. We don't even know how many times he must have threatened her life, how he has been threatening her to keep silent, because she tried getting to him. She tried reaching him before coming out on social media to expose this whole thing. She has tried her best to get in touch with him. Why am I making this live stream today around these two people? Sanwolu is known in Nigeria. He's a governor of Lagos State. The legendary late Pele, of course, is an icon in the football world. There are many, many celebrities. Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, when this happened, he didn't really deny, the child. He was taking care of the child. I heard from my friend. He was taking care of the child secretly in the same house without the wife knowing about the story, knowing that this child belongs to her husband. There are a lot of women out there hiding secret children, secret child. Some have, have refused to, accept the paternity of these children. They have refused to own up to these children that, yes, they father these children. Because, of course, they feel they're untouchable, that they're high and mighty. Nobody can touch them. You threaten them, they find a way to threaten you. You threaten to come out open, they'll find a way to cover up. Because they are the high and mighty. They have the money. With money, anything is possible. If as a man, you cannot keep your pants up, you cannot zip up, please put a cap on that bola. Put a cap on that penis. You cannot be wobbling around, and then you can't put a cap on it. You can't zip up. You can't pull your pants up, and then you're still not putting a cap on it. If you know you're going to be too ashamed in the future to own up or to admit that you had an affair with a young lady, why go so low in the first place to have intimacy with her unprotected? Today in the society, we have a lot of single mothers. People are shouting single mothers here, single mothers here. Single mothers. Who is responsible for that child or for those children? A man got that single woman pregnant. She didn't get pregnant by herself. She didn't fall pregnant by herself. She can get herself pregnant. A man laid on her, released into her, and got her pregnant. Then ran away, leaving her to the full responsibility of taking care of the child or the children. Many, before they go down on this woman, they promise heaven and earth. Oh my God, I love you so much. If I had met you before my wife, using sweet tongue, sugar-coated tongue, if I had met you before my wife, if you are tighter than my wife, you are sweeter than my wife, you are the most beautiful woman on earth. They say all sorts of sweet words just to get the lady to go down with them. And when it happens, you see them lying, denying, even with the evidence of DNA. In Nigeria, back home, it's even worse. Why do I say it's worse? This is where people actually, some are above the law. Some are above the law, especially the rich ones. They are above the law. Take them to court, they'll find a way around it. They'll find a way to buy over the lawyers and the judges. In Western world today, thank God, that the law can actually make men take responsibility. There are some men who even go as far as running away, leaving the state completely, or running away from the country. I heard a story of a young lady whose husband, of course, got pregnant. I mean, okay, not husband, boyfriend got pregnant. And then when he was meant to start paying child support, he absconded. Not just him, countless number of stories out there. Why are men shying away from their responsibilities? Welcome, Mel Fierce Fitness. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Yeah, let me say, Cornelius says that Pele really messed up in the case of late Sandra, his daughter. Yes, he did. He did. I know it didn't go down well with a lot of Brazilians. It didn't go down well with them. But women like people who like to promise what they can't fulfill. Not all women. Some of these guys take advantage of them. I mean, a young lady as young as 16, what do you expect? She's still a child. A guy taking advantage of her, promising her all this, is because she didn't know better. 16 is still a child. 17 is still a child. 18 is still a young lady, at least, even if she's not a child, she's a young lady. Still very naive, not open to the lies of this man. Let's even leave the younger ones. What about the matured ones? Men will go into a relationship with women. They're in a relationship. And then the moment the lady announced pregnancy, remember that it is not just the responsibility of the woman alone to protect herself from falling pregnant. It is equally the responsibility of the man. You don't expect a young lady to be taking contraceptive all the time to prevent pregnancy. How about the man putting a cap on his prick? Why can't a man put a cap on it? We have a lot of, we have different condoms. If you know you cannot, you are not ready to be a father, why don't you just do something about that? You are two adults here. Do not expect that it's only the woman who should be responsible enough, to protect herself. You want her to keep swallowing pills, taking contraceptives. It is easier for a man to wear a condom than for the woman to take contraceptive. It is a better preventive measure for a man to put on double condom. How much is a condom? You can find some for 3 for 50 naira or 3 for 100 naira in Nigeria. They are very cheap. In fact, in some hospitals, these condoms are given free of charge. Just go to the hospital, you see some baskets there, free condoms. Pack as many as you want to pack. Government hospitals give out condoms for free. They are not even counting it. You just go take. If you know you want to go home with 20, go home with 50 if you want to. It is easier for a man to put on condom than for a woman to take Postinor 2 or any kind of contraceptive out there. Because these contraceptives have effects. They have adverse effect on the woman. A woman who is always on contraceptive may likely even have issues in the future. Because if the body gets used to contraceptive, it's dangerous. So some men will say, why did you not take contraceptive? Why didn't you take a pill? You should have known. You're a matured woman. You're a young lady. You should know how to take contraceptive, so that I know when your free period comes and when you're not in your free period. Why can't the man himself go on condom? Withdrawal method doesn't help because you can make mistake with withdrawal method. In the case of, when the whole thing is sweeting you, you can actually make mistake. You can just immediately put it before you withdraw. It is not just the responsibility of a woman to protect herself from falling pregnant. It is equally the responsibility of a man to put on condom. Married men having an affair with single women and married women should also know better that they are married and they have a family to protect. They should know better that if push comes to shove, this woman may fall pregnant and she's going to come out. So long as she's a woman and she's still very young, she can get pregnant. So these married men that will be, having unprotected sex with young ladies, I'm wondering, what are they thinking? What's going on in their mind? What are they thinking when they decide to go unprotected? When they decide to start having an affair without any precaution, without any protection, why blame the woman alone? You keep saying young ladies are single mothers here. You are a single mother to 3 children, single mother to somebody made her a single mother. Somebody got her pregnant. She's not just the only one in this relationship. She's not the only one in this affair. It is between 2 grown adults who should know better. 2 grown adults who should know that if a child is brought into the world, that they both need to take responsibility. This child in question didn't ask or beg to be brought into the world. The child was somewhere relaxing and chilling with other angels, and 2 grown adults decide to go under the sheet and do the do, inviting the child into the world. Why bring a child into the world to come suffer? Why bring a child into the world to come start asking questions? Who is my father? I've heard children ask these questions. Where is my dad? Who is my father? Tell me, it affects these children. They grow up having very low self-esteem. They grow up denying, being denied the love of a father. They grow up not knowing who their father is. They grow up not knowing certain things that they should have learned from their parents, from both parents. The boy child grows up with nobody other than the mother. There are certain things a boy child needs to learn from his father. Even though mothers are trying to fill in the gap, but it's never the same. No matter how much a single mother tries, there is something lacking. No matter how the effort a single mother puts in to raise a child to become perfect, to become, responsible, to become all, something is still lacking. The love of a father, the care of a father. The responsibility lies, we all have our roles to play as parents. Mothers have their roles to play, fathers have their roles to play. So no matter how much a woman tries, something is still needed. The child, there's a void, empty, there's a void that needs to be filled. There's a void begging to be filled in the life of that child or those children. A man waits until he's very old. In his old age, he starts trying to make peace with God and his ancestors, trying to make peace with everyone. And that is when he feels the need to own up, the need to do the right thing. All his life, all he does is to deny this child all through his life. Deny this woman even after she passed on, even while she was sick. He didn't even touch his heart. He didn't touch his soul. He didn't feel the need to say, now that this woman is dying, let me give her her dying wish. Let me give her her dying wish. Let me just agree that, yes, I am her father. Let me admit that I am a father and give her that love of a father, even if it's for 1 week. All she did all her life was beg, Father, accept me. Take me as your daughter. I am your daughter. Acknowledge I am your daughter. Own up. Even with the DNA result, he was still too ashamed. Or what? What could be his reason for denying this child her right to be called daughter? If it's nothing but feeling ashamed. I mean, she is not the only daughter. He had other affairs, left, right, and center. Pele got married how many times in his lifetime? 3 times. He had how many affairs? Of course, he's a legend. He's an icon in this field. He's an icon, a football icon. He had numerous. In fact, what some women just want from him is to just have that one night with them. So he had some children. In fact, we are still waiting that maybe more children are going to surface. Who knows? Those he even paid to, silence them, like, hey, keep quiet. But in this case, this is a woman taken advantage of, used, discarded as if she was nothing. and a child was brought into the world. What did this child do to deserve this? Those children you're denying, what have they done to ever deserve this? Or are we even talking about those running away from paying child support? In Nigeria, they don't pay child support. You knock anybody belly, you abscond. And the girl, the woman or the lady is left, to take care of the child. So let's not even go there yet. In America and in other parts of Europe, they are made to pay child support. Some end up running away. A man will have 1, 2, 3, 4 baby mamas. What have these children ever done to deserve this? I mean, if you don't want to bring children into the world, all you need to do is to just get one condom. One condom is all it takes, one, to prevent that pregnancy. So, all constantly blaming the woman for getting pregnant isn't right. It's about time we talk to the men who are deadbeat dads, who are jacks. I call them jacks because they are so irresponsible. They are irresponsible. It's a shame a man will go down, pull his panties, zip down, pull his panties, have a good time with a woman. And when a child is born, he leaves this woman, denies the pregnancy, even when he's so sure. Phoenix Media, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. No, you are not late. Welcome. Kindly hit the like. Welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. How do we make men take responsibility? How do we get them to start taking responsibility, owning up to what they did? This is just seeds. Someone once said that you can never, in fact, with the way things are going, never know how many children a man has until he has passed on. When he has passed on, that is when you start hearing that he has 2 children here, 3 children here, 4 children here, illegitimate children, abandoned children, children denied. My link is here. Anybody who wants to join in on this discussion, please kindly join me. Let us analyze this and say, why are men running away? The funny thing, some of them are not even poor. It's not as if they are poor in any way, like they can't take responsibility of these children. It's not as if they can't. They're ashamed to say, this is my child. Ashamed to say, I had a relationship with this woman. Ashamed to say, I took advantage of this young lady. What was going on in their mind when they were taking advantage of the young lady? What was going on in their mind when they were having this affair? What was going on in their mind when they were, sweet talking these young ladies? They have the financial strength. There are some who have decided to buy their way out. Good. If you don't want to own up, at least the least you can do is to acknowledge to the woman that, yes, I agree, I got you pregnant. I did. I am the father. Because in Nigeria, it is difficult to pay for DNA tests. Some young ladies can't afford it, so they are left on their own. How would they? The man is not even ready to bring out the money for the DNA test, so she's left to carry the responsibility all by herself, even with the shame and the societal stigma, calling her single mother, calling her, a loose young lady. They have the money. If you want as a man, at least admit to that lady instead of denying the pregnancy. Admit to her that yes, you did something, that yes, you too had an affair. You had something. This may likely be my child. It may likely be mine. If you have the money, keep giving her the money to raise this child. Even if it's not official, like you as a man making it official that, okay, this is my child, I'm paying. No, you can, even if you don't want to, at least the least you can do. If the woman agrees, the woman in question agrees, you can reach an agreement. Be paying her monthly, giving her something to take care of the child for the child's upkeep. But totally denying the pregnancy is totally wrong. Young ladies should also mind their business by taking precautionary measures. Really? By taking precautionary measure. Remember that 2 adults are involved here, Ify. 2 adults are involved here. It's not just the woman in question. It is a man and a woman having an affair together. It is a man and a woman that pulled down their panties and did this. So the responsibility doesn't lie solely with the woman. The man should equally take responsibility. Even if a woman is saying, put it, I want flesh to flesh, put it like that, skin to skin is sweeter. You as a man should remember that child support is not free. You have to work in order to pay that. Some men do 2, 3 jobs so that, just to be able to pay child support. It's not free. So that time the woman is saying, yeah, come on, just put it. We've been in this relationship. There is every chances we're gonna get married. No, remember child support. Remember that a child will be brought into the world if care is not taken. You can't force her to take contraceptive. At that point, it's her choice if she wants to take contraceptive or not. If a woman wants to take contraceptive, let it be her choice. You cannot force a woman to take contraceptive as a man when you have refused to put on condom. On our talk, it is switching you as a man. It is switching you as a woman. Remember that in the case of that sweetness, in the course of that sweetness, a child may be brought in. Skin to skin is sweet. But Pampers is very expensive. Baby food is very expensive. Raising a child is very expensive. It's not free. School fees is expensive. When you calculate all these things, that skin to skin will just die down. You go and get a condom. But in some countries, because men get away with all this, it is very easy for them to sow their seeds here and there. You never can tell how many children these men have until they have passed on. Then you see women coming out with children. We had an affair. We had an affair. So this is the fruit of our illicit affair. A lot of wives are heartbroken today. They are feeling so disappointed with what is happening after the demise of their husband, only to see other women coming out with children, claiming these children belong to their husbands. We have someone here, Oyoyo Wanyoma. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you, Queen, for joining in on the Discord. And thank you so much for correcting this thing initially, because I was mixing it up. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it. And greetings to everyone in the comment section. How
Your
you all
volume
doing?
is very low. Can you hear me?
Oh, hold on. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. Thank you for having me, and thank you to everyone in the comment section. How you all doing?
We are good. Thank God. It's midweek already.
Yeah. So first of all, I saw the story yesterday. I was displeased, if I will use the word, and most especially
On
the father.
Sanwolu, right? Is it on Sanwolu or Pele'S?
Sanwolu zone. This is the second time it's coming up in the media because they've gone to court before. I was on Sanwolu, I was of the opinion that if this guy had a good advice, Isaac, a good thing, you take this boy to a DNA place, run a DNA test. If the child is yours, go to court and withdraw the case. You don't have to go to court in person. Send your legal representative, they will withdraw the case, and then you guys will go home and settle it. Then I was disappointed about Pele'S zone because of the DNA thing. And more disappointed of the fact that the woman had a terminal disease that at least she knew she was going to die. She didn't just, move on. Accident happened and she passed. So along the line of going through the sickness, and when it became obvious that she was living, that Pele did not do the needful to at least make this woman have some closure. This woman was a child. She never asked to be born. When you were having pleasure with her mother, she never asked for you guys to bring her to the world. So why this callous to the point that this woman passed of cancer even at the point of death, like Pele was dying, I think of cancer too, he had to make up with, make amends, because you don't know what happens when we go beyond, in the world beyond. So he tried to make amends, but he was never there for this woman to have a closure before she shut her eyes. I was so displeased. I was really disappointed. But it is what it is, and it is the world we live in. And is this gonna end? No. Is Pele going to be the last man? No. Is it gonna continue to happen? Definitely. Men will always want to have a quickie. They will always want to take advantage of women. They will always want to pleasure the young people, to get what they think that is deprived of them if their wives are getting older. Or what, I don't know why they take pleasure in those small girls. However, I'm happy in one way for the grandchildren, because they are listed in Pele's 30 million estate. That means they are going to partake from the sharing of that 30 million pounds estate. So even if it's a fraction that they got, it will help.
That's a huge amount. That is big. 13 million pounds.
No. 13 million is for the whole estate. It's not
for the whole estate I'm talking about. For the entire, that is estimated to be around 30 million. I'm saying that's a huge amount there. And if it's sold, how many children legally? I think there are 7 children legally. Then with with grandchildren, and then the other grandchildren as well. So even no matter how much they distributed, man, it's still something reasonable for them.
No matter the fraction they get, it's still reasonable. He made amend when he had the time. So I really pray that men will, pick up this and live up to expectation. To that Sandra that died, she's gone to the world beyond without closure, without peace, without joy. Because one thing is for you to make an attempt for your father to recognize that you are his child. And another thing to continuously deny you of that right. It's a painful thing for any child. I can't even begin to imagine how it was for that woman. And for Sanwolu, whatever his name is, if I don't
governor of Lagos State,
for him, he's making a mistake, and a very big one. And sometimes I wonder what their wives do, because if you hear such a story in the news and your husband is not it's not the time for you to feel macho. Because I'm the governor, I have all the money, I can do this. It is the time as the wife of this person in question, for the sake of a child, call your husband to order. Let your husband do the needful by first of all going to get a DNA test. If the child is confirmed to be of your husband, let your husband be a father. That is where the women are failing it. But
you know the funny thing, this woman will feel well, if he agrees, or that he's the father, that means they will have to start sharing things and all that. Look, agreeing to be a father doesn't mean that totally everything must be shared together. I mean, this guy in question is not even a child. Remember, he's 27 already. He's a grown man already. All he wants is for this man to say, I am your father. I agree.
Yeah.
So it's not as if you will begin to buy Pampers or carry a newborn baby around, no. And that's what this woman is asking. Agree.
Another way we can look at it is this, host. Assuming this guy came as a very successful person, let's assume he returned to Nigeria as Elon Musk and claiming to be Sanwolu's father. He would have recognized the man immediately. Okay, so he has looked at them. They are nothing in the society. I don't want to be associated with this because I made a mistake as a young man. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. People should still remember that when you go to bed in your quiet place, when you hand your life over to sleep, anything can happen. And
where is
joy, anything can happen, honestly. So I'm blaming the governor of Lagos State. I don't want to murder his name again. if this child happens, if this child happens to be his, it's going to be a big shame at the end of the day. And his wife also, I will also, apportion a little blame, because there is a way you do damage control. It will be out of the
You
internet.
help
Go
your
and settle.
husband take the whole thing off the social media,
That
so
is
that
what
it
a
doesn't
good wife do.
escalate. It can settle
Yes,
out of court.
that was what I
It can
said
settle
the
out of,
first time. Hmm. And
yeah.
then for the one that happened in the US, the governor of former governor of California, the movie
Arnold
star
Schwarzenegger.
Arnold, yeah,
Mm.
i- is it Arnold or Sylvester Stallone? I can't remember which of them. Oh,
That
that
is
was
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
okay.
He was the one-time governor of California.
Okay. So when that
Yeah.
story broke, that was what led to their divorce, because the wife did not know they were raising her husband's child
Mm.
in her
Hey,
home. So he concealed
under
the
her
thing.
roof.
Yeah, under her roof. It was still her maid. They were living in the quarters there, raising the child, treating the family nice, but not knowing that was her husband's child. So it broke
Mm.
the woman beyond repair, that you cheated on me, and this particular person you cheated on me constantly staring at me, and I was a fool all this while. So
Mm.
that is another thing. People should just be careful. There is life after what we are living here for, but I guess people don't care, because the good people, they don't really
Mm.
get it right. The people,
No.
things don't work out for them well. Their life is not that successful. So goodness doesn't thrive, or being good rather doesn't thrive. But being mean, being wicked, that's what thrives in our evil society. For you to deprive a child, to a boy child, it means so much to a boy child, because at some point you
Yeah.
want to know who your father is. You want to be identified. That is my father. At some point in
You
your
know
life.
that the woman already gave him Sanwolu. The boy was actually bearing Sanwolu, even
You
even
see?
without. Yeah, right from childbirth, she gave him the son name. He bears the name, the father's name.
Yeah.
Welcome, being a carer with Case. I appreciate you. Thank you, everyone watching. Really, I really do appreciate you. Yeah, the boy has been bearing the son Wolu. It's just left for the man to accept. And like you were saying, like this Arnold Schwarzenegger's case, it's heartbreaking. I mean, it's the worst thing anybody can do to a woman. Your girlfriend, like the side chick, is inside the house there,
Yeah.
raising the child, eating your food, you are taking care of them, everything, not knowing that I mean, how much more can you break a woman's heart? It's
Yeah.
enough to break the marriage. I mean, it's very, very enough to break the marriage.
Yeah, the woman was completely broken, and that was the end of it for them. And it was so messy when the news came out. Every morning you see the same woman that slept with your husband. Maybe it was continuously sleeping with your husband, and
Mm.
sometimes I don't even
It,
know what is wrong with men. I don't
it's
know.
just unfortunate. A lot of these men take advantage of their house help. The question I'm asking, if you're feeling too ashamed to admit that you did this, why were they not ashamed to go down with these same women? Young ladies, okay, you are ashamed to admit when the deed has been done. But when they were pulling down the panties, they were not ashamed. They didn't feel any iota of guilt or shame doing it when the heat was on them, when the heat is on. They didn't feel any iota of shame. But as soon as pregnancy comes, the next thing is terminated. Just like, okay, this woman alleged that someone already took her somewhere, they terminated the first pregnancy, and this one now happened again. She attempted to get rid of it, and it wasn't a good experience, and she stopped when the pregnant and kept the baby. She suffered. Women get to suffer so much when these things happen, when the men go scot-free. Like this young lady, she was sent out of the house. I mean, the woman in question, that's someone who's a alleged girlfriend, was sent out of the house. She didn't finish her education, just like so many women out there. Their careers have been cut short. Their education, they've been deprived of the education, sent out of the home, left on the street, left to wander around to carry this responsibility. all by themselves, with the shame, with the humiliation, the stigmatization, yet the man is walking so free, unashamed, even when he knows that I have a seed somewhere. Somebody is calling me that there is my seed somewhere, even if it's to start taking care of that child secretly, like Arnold was doing. It would have been better. But for those who deny this thing, I don't know how they sleep. I don't know how they go to bed, sleeping peacefully. But Cornelius wrote here in the chat that now that Sandra is gone and Pele is gone, they will both go and meet themselves in the great beyond and settle the issue there. They will go and settle it in the great beyond, because that's the only thing. They are both gone. They are both gone. In as much as the grandchildren have been honored with, the recognition, it doesn't still make it right that all through his lifetime, how many years did Pele live here on earth? All through 10, 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years, you didn't recover. That's just too bad.
Let it be a teaching moment for people alive, and for men most especially. If you get a woman into a family way, be there to be responsible for the action. And then again, there is another side to this story. There are men that got women into family way. They want to be in the life of those children, but the women deprive them from getting involved because they did not marry them. So look at it as well from that angle. I know of a guy, he has made every effort to meet the daughter. The daughter should be 14, either 14 or 15 this year. The woman said no. And this person flies internationally to come and meet the woman, to have this conversation with the woman. When will I ever get to meet one-on-one? Well, I told the girl that you never wanted to marry me. When I got pregnant, you said I should go and terminate it. How do you want that child to see the man? You get what I'm saying? So as the men are having it, there are still some women that are holding on because you did not marry me, so don't even bother.
Or maybe some, because the men themselves denied the pregnancy from the onset, and they have suffered humiliation, they've been disgraced, some said their parents beat them black blue. Some lost a lot, maybe they've lost their job, their career, or even stopped, dropped out of school so that they can take care of these children. Then 5-10 years down the line, the man is coming out. Maybe he's been married somewhere and then couldn't conceive, or is having challenges, or maybe he has had a failed marriage, and then he's back now into the life of that woman, wanting to claim the child. It is difficult for such woman to, just say, oh, take, yeah, fine, I forgive you. Sometimes these men deny the pregnancy from the onset. They deny it, refusing to admit that they ever had anything with the woman. Some even go as far as accusing the woman of having multiple affairs. Like, oh, am I the only one? I've heard men say, I'm not the only one sleeping with you. There are other men, in the picture. Can you deny that you've not had any affair? And then this woman is hot. This is betrayal. This is just too painful for the woman after going through that early stage through the stage of pregnancy, raising the child. Maybe the child is now 5 years. The stress has been reduced. Then the man will now wake up and say, okay, I admit. I know someone that is still refusing right now to let the man into the life of the child because the guy denied it. She said she suffered so much. Her parents kicked her out too, because that's the normal thing back home. Once a young lady gets pregnant, she gets kicked out of the house, dropped out of school, take the pain, take the pain and the shame. Then years later, when the heat is cooled off, the man will now come back and say, hey, I'm sorry, that time I denied it. I was not in my right senses. I wasn't thinking straight. I wasn't financially buoyant. Even if you're not financially buoyant, the least you can do is to admit, so that this woman will not look stupid before the whole world, calling her a loose woman. When a man says, I'm not the only one, that means he's trying to claim that the woman is loose. He's not the only one sleeping with her. He's not the only one having an affair with her. Sometimes this, sometimes it's the case, but sometimes it is just the evilness of the, how can it be? I don't even want to say this. How can it even be? You cannot just blame the women alone. You cannot. You can't. Some of these men, the moment they hear I miss my period, they become something else. They become a monster. The moment that you hear, hey baby, I missed my period. Hey baby, I think I'm pregnant. Hey baby, I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm throwing up. I don't know if this is this. The man will abscond. The moment he hears this word, he absconds and denies it. That's when he will remember other men that have been toasting the woman. That's when he will remember that there are other guys who have been trying to woo her and she's been telling him. So he will not throw it to her face that I am not the only man. Was I the only man? Did you not tell me there are other guys who wants to sleep with you or who wants to have an affair with you? So I cannot really blame the women alone. The men equally are to be blamed in this whole thing. They should learn to take responsibility. Queenie wanted to say something before I cut you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to munch something as well. So when you took the conversation, I said that's good for me to eat. Yeah. The case I shared with you wasn't that the guy said, okay, you're pregnant. Wow, what are we going to do? I wasn't ready to settle down. And he had no intention of marrying the lady because she felt the lady lied about her age. So apparently the lady is older than the guy, but lied. So the guy was still in the question of thinking, no. I'm not sure I'm not ready to settle down, as a matter of fact. But what do you want to do? You said you don't want to have be a single mother. Then the next option was to go see doctors. So eventually,
see doctor for
abortion. So the woman looked at it. She's of age. Maybe this might be her last chance to having a child.
Hey.
So she said no, that she's not going to do that because, first of all, the guy doesn't know her age up till today. Okay, the woman is still lying about the age. So the woman went ahead and had the baby. It's not going to be an easy road. Anyhow you look at it, having a child is not an easy journey. So she went through all the stress and everything. A year after, 2 years after, the guy started getting back. How are you doing? Is there anything you want me to do? I am so sorry, but like I said, I wasn't ready. And if you want, I can be part of the child's life. The woman shut down, never got back to the guy. Then 4 years after, he went back again. So he kept on going back, not because eventually he got married like 2 years after that happened, or 3 years after he got married. When it was right for him to get married. He got married like 3 years after. And he has his own children. So it wasn't that he was looking for children. That's why
was it financial reasons that made him not to marry her initially? Welcome, amazing grandma. Thank you so much, and thank you for the thumbs up as well. Was it due to financial reasons that he didn't marry her? Because maybe he has promised her marriage.
No,
like, I'm gonna marry you or anything.
He never did. He never did. He said, yeah, that was just a girlfriend you have, but not somebody you want to marry, because they have two different. They have two different views about life. Okay, and then realizing that in a relationship you don't want to continue in that kind of relationship that might lead to marriage, but the girl was using that as an opportunity for her to hook this person. That is where I fault women. I know age is not is not on our side, but don't use because we are from the same place, because I am pregnant and all of that, to think it will motivate a man to settle down when he's not ready. Yeah. So that was the guy was not ready at all. He was still finding his footing at that time, and this whole thing played out. When he now started coming back, at least let me be a father to this child. Let me get to meet this child. Let me know this child. Every bill you want me to pay, fine. If there is child support, backdated one, bring them forward. Do you understand?
Are they in America?
Yeah, they're in America. The lady was not willing to help, but the guy will send $3,000. She'll put in her pocket. You understand?
She was even collecting money from the guy.
Eventually, the guy started sending money to her because she wasn't ready to say this is how much anything is, but she will collect the money, and it's not child support. Okay. And then she had already told this lady that your father wanted me to have an abortion. You don't tell children that. After when you were
No.
opening your legs, you could have thought about him getting a condom if you don't want accident to happen. So the girl, I'm not sure she will ever have the mind to come and meet with the man that is not interested in having you as a child or a baby or something like that. So women also make their own mistakes, and then men make more mistakes. I have somebody in my community that he got somebody pregnant when they were in secondary school. You know, those kind of backyard
Yeah,
relationships.
relationship.
Yeah. So the girl got pregnant. Why did it come up after 20 years of marriage? Because they did not have any child together as husband
If you
and
go
wife.
no, if you go
So,
no, you see,
and guess what, host? Up to today, they couldn't figure out which village the girl came from.
all the amma.
So the guy, what they ended up doing was go get, adopt children, but he's still looking for anybody that went to school with them, anybody that will remember that girl. Where are you going to find that situation? This thing
Pure
happened
karma.
maybe over 40 or 30 years ago. The person I'm talking about should be in his late 50s, right? Yeah.
Oh.
So this, imagine when they were in secondary school, who will you trace? How will you find out? So men, if you're sowing seed, be marking the addresses of the place you sow seed. Put it in the register.
The place you had that affair, if it's a hotel, write down the name of the hotel, the room number, the date and the time. In fact, if you can take picture now of that hotel so that HD you know that tomorrow you will have details, because this guy is looking for anybody that knows this young lady now. I'm sorry, I don't think he will ever find this
He will
child
not.
of his in this lifetime. Nothing
You
tracing. For how many years?
when we heard about that story, that was the wife had been talking about, let's go and adopt. Actually, they did their wedding. Their marriage is over 22 or 24 years old. Let's adopt. The guy was not interested. You understand? Because he felt, if I can find my child, that kind of a thing.
Oh, and
So
this woman kept quiet, waiting with him, not knowing that was the wife in question aware that he has a child somewhere that he's looking for? Was she aware?
it was
Did
the
he
wife
tell her?
that gave us the information. It was the wife that she heard that this is what her husband shared. That at some point that she got tired of hearing, because he kept asking if anybody, asking those that they went to secondary school. So and I was like, this is a village secondary school, so it's always easier to identify, but he can't even remember the girls. Maybe he has forgotten. It's been a long time.
Did he even remember her name? Did he
I
even
don't
remember
even
her
know.
name? Did he
I
even
don't
remember
even
her
know.
name? Sometimes when I look at what a lot of them do, I just shake my head and ask myself, do these people even remember that karma do exist? Do they remember that there is tomorrow? And for those who already know that you are having unprotected sex with someone, with a woman, anything is possible, and suddenly the woman just disappear. Look, some women, the moment they even realize that they are pregnant, they disappear, no trace. Start looking for, keep address, keep name, keep number, anything, picture, save it. So long as you know you are having unprotected sex with a woman, keep all the details needed, because tomorrow you might be needing all this information. You might be needing this information to start tracing your child or tracing your children. Some don't know they have children. That's even the sad part. They don't even know they have children somewhere. I'm wondering, must it just be, I know we have been blaming women, for not taking precaution, for not taking preventive measures, for just giving in. But what about the guys who deliberately know that it's like I said initially, it is very easy for a man to put the cap on than for a woman to open pills and pop in. It is very, very easy. So it is time that men begin to educate themselves and enlighten themselves on preventive measures to avoid stories that are skin to skin, they sweet. It is sweet, but it has consequences. You are bringing in children who never begged for, who didn't beg to be brought into this world. And then some who even already know that they have children, keep denying it. I wonder how they sleep at night, knowing that one child is busy, is somewhere asking of his or her dad, "Mommy, where is my child? Where is my dad? Who is my father?" And like I said the other time in one of my live streams, some women even resort to lying to the children that their father has passed on. They can't trace him. They don't know where he is. They don't know, or he has passed on. In fact, already burying the man, maybe while the man is breathing in another state. It's protected. I watched this Jerry Springer show, and this guy, I was at 9 children. When the DNA result for these 9 children came out, the guy was shocked. He ran. He ran away. Like, what? If it's today, if it's to be today in America, that guy go walk. He will walk through his nose to pay child support, or he will end up behind bars, because you can't escape it. Because this thing happened over 20 years ago. 9 children by one person, and he's not married to any of these women. This one had 2, the other one had 4, that is 6, and then the other one had 3 children for him. And this guy was busy denying it, that he's not the only one sleeping with them, so they should better go look for the father. They're trying to pin these children on him. And all 3 women were like, "You are the father. We don't have any other relationship. You control us. You do everything. You know how we move." And the guy kept denying it until DNA result was presented there and then. And the guy was like, "Whoa, it was crazy. Whoa, 9 children."
Yeah.
Let it be in today's world, that guy will suffer.
Let me tell you a story that happened in the US. A man has a child, a daughter, and then not knowing that is somehow communities are very small, you understand? So a young man went to a party and met the girl and was trying to eye the girl and all of that. So he approached the girl in the terms of in conversation. "How are you? What's your name?" The moment the girl said the name, the guy was shocked. "Wow, do you know this person?" He said, "Yeah, that's my father." "Do you know this person?" "That's my uncle." The guy was like, "Wow." I said, "Why are you asking? How do you know them?" That's my father. That's my father too. So you can understand the thing. Assuming the guy did not get into conversation, them asking, "Do you know this person? Do you know this?" And that's how they would have been, intimate with each other.
But a lot of incest is going on seriously.
Wait now, I'm getting
Knowingly
there.
and unknowingly.
Yeah. So the guy left the place and then called the father. "I met this girl today at the party." So, "Yeah, that's your cousin." He said, "Wow, but you didn't tell me." I said, "Yeah, because you were away. You don't want to get in touch with me. You don't want to know my people. So that is it." And from that day, that boy and the girl, they've been so close till today. They attend each other's birthday, children's stuff. They continue the relationship because they realize they have one thing in common: the same DNA running in their veins. And there is another one that made a story. He's also on the social media. He got married to his sister, not knowing they were related. They've married for 12 years, 15 years of relationship. I think 10 years of marriage, 15 years of relationship, and they have children. So what will you make out of it? They're now coming to do
and they just found out.
They did a DNA ancestral.com, you understand, to get to know who their biological parents are. Lo and behold, the biological parents were their father and their mother, both of them.
It baffles me how people how they just pull down and then just go ahead, and have intimacy with total strangers, with someone they don't really know, at least even their background. It's even more scary these days. You meet someone on social media, you don't even know. Do you know, I was shocked a couple of days ago when I saw some names, or it was even my husband that showed me the names. I didn't know I have some cousins that I don't know on social media. The only thing that made it was the surname. And my husband was like, because he has never heard my surname any other place. He has never seen the surname anywhere. I was like, wait, Onwadi, who is this person? Sweetheart, who is it? I don't know. We have, supposing they are not bearing the same surname, maybe just, you know how people use other names on social media. And then you don't know who is who. You go meet someone, connect. You know, there's this thing with blood, it's thick. It might be pulling you to your relative, and you think it's love that is pulling you to that person. You know, you think it's love. You know, you just discover that you have the same vibe, and then you are vibing, you are enjoying the conversation, things are going smoothly, and then before you say Jack Robinson, boom, you go down. Before Ajoazia, hey, so where is your village? Who is your father? They've done they don't do the do already before they start asking who is your father, where did you come? Some don't even get to hear name. I was watching yesterday night, a young lady of 19 has a child, and she didn't know who the father of the child is. She didn't know that 3 guys have done DNA and they're not the father. And they were at first she pinned it on the first one. They conducted DNA. It wasn't that one. 19-year-old young lady, very, very young. They conducted DNA on the second person she brought. He wasn't the father of the child. Conducted the third DNA. No. The fourth one, in fact, the fourth person, the mother of the boy in question, believed she was the grandmother. She started taking care of this child the very moment this girl named her son as likely be, to be the father. This woman started taking care of the child, going over there, sending money and all that. And when they conducted the DNA test, boom, he still wasn't the father. After they asking, so who can you remember? The guy was like, can you remember anybody you did anything with? She said that she can't remember. Wow. All the guys she had an affair with within the same period, they conducted DNA tests on them, and they are not the father. I'm asking, what could a 19-year-old girl be thinking that she will have an affair with someone and she cannot remember who? That means in 1 month, she must have slept with 10 people.
No, you see that she was under the influence at the time of the intercourse, so she couldn't remember.
No, she didn't even say she was. She said she can't remember that she had multiple affairs at that time, and somewhere in the party, she just one of the guys she said was at the party, they were dancing and they went to the bathroom and they did the do. So she didn't really get to see the guy's face very well. And then the other one was still, and after the party, she sneaked out, and then they, she was just giving some stories like that. So not coordinated, doesn't know who. And I'm like, whoa, no dating, no, you don't even get to know the person, no name. All she could remember was the guy looked like this, the guy was from this place, the guy hair is white, it's not in a dark place. So they've done DNA on 4 guys and none were the father. So she's left crying. She's left crying and feeling disappointed. Yeah, yeah, you've seen this happen. Honestly, it's crazy. How can you be having an affair without even knowing who the person is? Not even his face, as in even if it's facial recognition, be able to say, you, yes, I slept with you. I slept, yes, you slept with me. Teenagers are becoming wild. But even the young guys in question,
they take a lot of alcohol and things like that at the parties. So she was under the influence when she was having a good time. That's why she couldn't pick out the exact person. So it happens every day, and that's what our world is turning into. It's unfortunate, honestly.
But all 4 were not at the party. All 4 were not at the party.
They should check
all 4 were not at the party.
High. She must be under the influence. She must be taking something. It might not be alcohol. It could be drugs. It could be anything. Honestly.
All 4 were not at the party. The last one that she pinned was at the party. So that one was not at the, that one was the only one at the party. The other one was outside the party. And then I can just like 19, okay, the same month, more than 4 guys. More than 4 guys. And then the funny, there's another funny one I saw. That one was even up to 6 guys. You know, 6 guys, DNA. No, and I'm like, geez, is this what is trending in America? That one, you know, is America. So is this the real thing? Like, is it really happening for real there in America that young ladies or young guys just go boom and then they pull down pants, no hello, hi, no, hey, I like your hair, or I like your eyes, hey, I love your lips, I love how you speak, or I love your dimples, you know, what's your name? My name is Cassandra. Oh, Cassandra, where are you from? Louisiana or Los Angeles? Or, you know, that's early introduction. Getting to know a little bit, just small thing about that person, something you can hold on to say, oh yeah, the guy is from Indianapolis, or oh no, he's from Atlanta, or he's from Texas, or he's from Los Angeles, or he's from California, you know, I mean California, or maybe Las Vegas. Nothing. You just don't know anything about the person identity. Just 1, 2, ready, go, boom, and then action. Pregnancy, of course, because they are still very young. So it's about time young guys learn to be careful. Paying child support is not easy. I pity a lot of young guys in America. I see some people saying they're working 2, 3, 4 jobs. And I'm like, how do you rest? How do you sleep? How do you cope? Because you cannot put a cap on that thing. That's why you're working how many jobs to pay child support?
No, the child support doesn't make you to work extra job. Most people that have such responsibilities, they do the minimal job so that they don't have to pay much.
What about those who have to pay so they don't? How are they going to do it? How are they going to cope?
No, see, if you have, let's say I have 5 children out there and I'm to pay child support, I can just decide to be a bus driver, okay? So they would take a percentage of what I earn to pay. Is not, they don't put any amount. A percentage is what they are going to take.
To pay one person or all 5, for instance.
All of them. So it does not mean because I have 20 children, I will be working 20 jobs. No. Most people that find themselves in such situation, they don't even work. Most people, you see them with the number of children out there, the least, if you don't have income, the state will not penalize you. You don't have income, you don't have income. I know of someone, because of child support, he refused to get a good job so that he does not pay much. This person is an engineer, and he has worked in a very big company before they folded the factory back in my state. This person refused to get another good job because he said he wouldn't want to get that money to paying that woman over 5,000 a month or 4,000. For that reason, the minimal job. And that was it. And the child support to be calculated based on your income. You don't have
so the woman is left with the responsibility. Welcome on Nemuzo. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. So the woman is now left with the responsibility of taking care of the child, because of course what is coming in from the guy is very tiny.
Yes, that's what most people do. That's what most of them do. Honestly.
Can you imagine?
And some of them,
can you imagine?
I don't want to, be specific, because some of them, people like African, you gotta go. And some of them will not even do any job at all, so that they don't pay any dime.
God, this is hilarious. Like, if it was in Brazil, the person would go to jail if he doesn't pay. Yeah, here you have to, even if it's something little, you have to be paying, or else you're going behind straight. And that's actually making men sit up. A lot of guys sit up, learn to put the cap there, because they know that if you default, straight up, nga straight.
Thought here, you're going to be arrested. Even if you run away and then trying to leave at the airport, they might get you arrested at the airport. And for those that think they will run back to Africa if they get somebody pregnant, so far the person reported you. On getting back to the country, they will arrest you at the airport straight for you to get an answer. But the point is this.
But a lot of them just run away, or they do. A lot of them escape it. They buy our people, a lot of them escape it. They come back home.
The women do not report. So if they are coming back here, if that case is reported to the service, the social services, if they are coming back here, your ID card will be flagged immediately that you have something pending on
if she reports.
If she reports, okay? And here, if you have 20 children, they will only tax you based on the income you're making. I've shared this here in your live stream in the past. A colleague of mine, one day we were just walking towards where we parked. So she now started this conversation that, can I believe what happened? That the ex she had when she was, I think she had that the child when she was about maybe 19, 20. This woman at the time was 46 years old. So that I can't even believe what happened, that the guy called her yesterday. She hasn't heard from this man for maybe over 20 or more than 20 years ago. So the man called accusing her that she's taking money from his paycheck. The girl was like, what is going on here? Which paycheck are you talking about? The son I had with you is 27 years old. What's your problem? So he said, yes, you're taking money from my paycheck. I said, I don't know where your problem is coming from, and don't call my number again. So eventually it happens that the man finally picked a job. So he picked a job because he did not pay child support when the child was state started doing back payments. So they were taking that every month, $17 from back payments back to 27 years old when the child was small. So we had a good laugh when she was telling me the story. You see, for many years, he did not work. Because of child support, he was dodging, not working. Maybe he will work under the carpet, the one they will not tax will not pick up.
You collect pay under the table.
So the moment he got a job, state started being back. The boy was 27 years at the time this thing happened. My friend and we had a good laugh that day. Oh my
God. He's going to pay the child support for the next 18 years and calculate $17 per month for the next 18 years. He better drop that job and go back to his place where he's been hibernating for that long. He should better run back there, drop that job, since he doesn't want to work. But you see, seriously, it's a shame. I call them deadbeat dads. It's a shame that even the rich ones are equally doing this. I mean, the poor ones are doing, the rich ones are doing, and then they leave the responsibility on the women alone. We have been bashing women to close their legs and do the needful. But hey, it takes two adults to do this. It takes two adults. I know women are the receiving end the most, because they'll be the one to carry the pregnancy for 9 months, go through the challenges, risk their life, because going into the labor room is something that has to do life and death. It takes the grace of God to go in there and come out. Welcome, Dee. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Welcome, guys. Don't forget to drop the thumbs up, okay? It takes the grace of God to go in there and come up with a baby.
Sorry, host. I'll be stepping down. My child just got into the house now.
Oh, okay. Lexi? Okay. Yeah, it takes the grace of God for a woman to go in there and come out. So women are faced with this challenge. They are left with this responsibility, nursing the child, the sleepless nights, everything that has to do with raising a child from infant is left for the woman alone. So it is not easy. So even if the man is not thinking about putting a cap in there, the woman herself should equally think. Remind him, anything that comes out of this, we are in it together. I'm not going to be alone in this. If anything happens, remember, you want skin to skin. Are you ready for Pampers? Are you ready for the sleepless night? I pity young guys. I see young guys. That this guy is 18 years old boy, already a father. He's already taking care of a child with a young lady of 17. Both are still babies. They're both children. They don't have any business being parents at this age, 17 and 18. They don't have any business being parents. But because they want to equally enjoy what adults are enjoying, they have been placed with the responsibility of raising children. They don't have a choice. They can't escape it. This child is theirs. So, and even if a man is not thinking straight, At that time when he's very horny, he wants it, he wants to go down there. Remind him that this is for both of you. You are not the only one who is going to carry this responsibility. You will not be saddled with the responsibility all by yourself. Men need to wake up. We need to call Sanwolu, Governor Sanwolu, and pray that he would withdraw this case from court and do the right thing. Let the wife advise him properly, because if Twitter children remember him, the day they're going to drag him, they will drag his shokoto. The day they're going to drag him, they will drag him and tear down his agbada. He needs to withdraw this case in court and settle out of court amicably. This boy is no longer a child, so nobody is expecting him to come and buy baby food. Nobody is expecting him to come and buy clothes. But admit that, yes, so you did something with the mother. You got her pregnant for the first time, made her terminate the pregnancy. What about the risk involved? What if she had lost her life in the course of trying to terminate the pregnancy? A lot of young women have lost their lives while the men are walking free. Young ladies have lost their wombs while the men are walking free. They continue sowing their seeds. Young ladies are depressed today. Some cannot recover from the trauma of trying to lose a child and then, faced with the consequences, while the men are walking free. Some dropped out of school because they can't saddle both responsibility. They can't carry both being a parent and going to school. Others have lost their careers, maybe as a model or as an actor, and maybe you're working in the bank, and then you because of that baby you have to leave, you have to drop job to take care of it. A lot of women do have complicated pregnancies where they are placed on bed rest for a couple of months while the man is busy gallivanting around, enjoying and having a field day. That's why I saw a video of a woman cursing. They had to cover her private areas, cursing a man that got her pregnant and abandoned and denied the pregnancy, abandoned her and denied it. She's cursing the man out. Men are carrying curses, so some of them are carrying curses on their head, because this thing, when a woman cries so pain from her heart due to a man neglecting her, abandoning her when she gets pregnant, it can reach God can actually answer such. So it's not just for women alone. Women pay the higher price. That is why the least a man can do is to at least own up to his responsibility. Admit that he did something with her. If he's in doubt, go for DNA. Go for DNA. Go find out. If you are not sure, if you're doubting the faithfulness of that lady, if you're doubting that that child may not be yours, please go for DNA and clear the whole doubt if you have the money. Welcome, Tanya Brown. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to drop the thumbs up. Go and run a DNA test and be sure of the paternity. Be sure that you are the father. Be sure that this child belongs to yours. If you are in doubt, if you don't trust her, because when the going was good, you trusted her, you never accused her of infidelity, you never accused her of cheating on you, of sleeping with different men, then suddenly she gets pregnant, and then you start suspecting that, oh, she must have been cheating on you with other guys. If at all you have that doubt as a man, why don't you go for DNA test to prove that yes, you are innocent? You didn't do, oh, you did the two, but it wasn't your seed that germinated in there. It's really a sad thing. It's heartbreaking. Karma is real. So long as you have an unprotected sex with a woman, anything is possible. You cannot, guarantee. You cannot hit your chest and say, I am not responsible, or this isn't my child. You can't hit your chest and say that. So long as you had an unprotected sex, it is very possible. Even if the woman was in her period, because some women ovulate when they're in their period. Yes. Some women ovulate when they're in their period. So you cannot say that, oh, when I had intimacy with her, she was in her safe period. How did you know? You were calculating. What if her cycle is different? What if her cycle is 32? It's not just 28-day cycle we have. What if her ovulation comes in when she's menstruating? It's possible. There are rare cases like that. Bottom line is put a cap on it. So you can be safe apart from even getting her pregnant. I'm saying, what about sexually transmitted infections? What about that? As a governor of a state, you should know better. You should know better that now that I'm a governor, I am sitting in this position. It is better to just do this thing, conduct a DNA without the public knowing. The very first time they called him out, that this woman got in touch with him that this boy is your son, what he should have done is to go behind closed doors, get some people together, his team together, and they will quietly conduct a DNA. If it proves that he is innocent, he can come out and say, somebody has been trying to blackmail me, somebody has been accusing me. Yes, I had an affair with her some years ago, but that was it. She was not pregnant at that time. I never got her pregnant at that time. I left the state at so time. But if it happens to be true, quietly as a governor, you have the money. Start paying this boy. Start settling the mother. Settle this thing out of court. Ask her what she wants. Okay, you want me to admit I'm the father, I admit. But for my position now, please, can we keep it? I mean, people buy others for silence. They buy their silence. But totally denying it. And then when she has sued him to court, he's claiming that immunity covers him as a governor. So he has a right not to appear in court. He has a right not to make a statement on the whole thing. Maybe when he's gone or in his deathbed, when he's very old, he will not come out like Pele. I'm sorry, accept me. I'm your father. I'm sorry, I accept you as my son. It touches the boy child so much, not knowing who the father is. It's heartbreaking for a young man. He said his friends are mocking him. And yes, it's painful. When others say their father, he can't hit his chest and say, my father. His father is not late. The mother is not saying the father is late. The father is alive, but the father has this, refused to admit or accept him as a son. So you can imagine how this young guy will be feeling, knowing that his father is alive somewhere, but denying him. And he's the governor. The only way out is go and conduct a DNA test. Do it privately, quietly, and find out if truly he's the father. He will do the needful. Ask the woman, what do you want? Ask the boy, what do you want? Quietly discuss with your wife. Women sure know how to cover their husbands. Don't we know how to cover our husbands? We have been covering them since 1900. So she wouldn't be the first to cover the husband. With all the saga going on social media, we see women backing their husband to say, my husband is not this, my husband is not that. Women have been covering their husbands. So I believe the wife can equally cover him up. They have good PR. Cover the whole thing up, settle them very well, and move on. The boy now knows that, oh, this is my father. He can even sneak out and then they have father and son bonding, do things together. Old age is catching up on him. He's not a baby. He's not a baby. Karma is real. He can deny this from now to tomorrow as a governor. But if truly he's the father of this boy and he's denying it, karma knows how to serve people back hot, knows how to give it back to them very hot. Look at Pele. This thing broke the heart of many. Even with DNA result proving that he is the father, Pele still denied it until he's, one day, in fact, a day before he passed on. That was when he had that close proximity with this boy, had that bonding with these boys in his deathbed, because he knows he doesn't have much time. The boy should look for a way to get the governor DNA. How is he even going to do that? They are not rich. How is he even going to get close? Through who? I don't know. If there is a way, please, trending gist, I don't mind you giving us a way out for this boy to get his DNA. And then, I feel that what the boy needs is the public support right now, so that social media, let's show, the thing become a trending news on social media, mount pressure on Sanwolu, that at the end of the day, he will be left with no choice other than to go do a DNA. Ask for the boy's DNA so that they can, I know it can be manipulated, so it should be done independently. Sanwolu shouldn't be the one to do it, because I don't trust this rich man. I don't trust this high and mighty. They can do anything. They can manipulate DNA results. So let it be done independently. If people can help this guy find a way to get Sanwolu's DNA, trust me, it will be the best way. Get a private hospital to conduct the DNA test, and then get the result out. If it's not the father, he's free. Okay, the governor has other kids, right? Yes, he does. Okay, get through the other children. Get close to them, maybe send people. I don't know how they're going to get close to the other children, because they are children of the rich. The poor, of course, in Nigeria don't mingle with the rich, don't mingle with the poor. Except somebody that really is interested in the story. Someone who knows the family very well, who is very close to the children, can help them get the DNA. Even that of Sanwolu, somebody can actually, from his cabinet there, amongst his very close friends, get his DNA. But who is that person? Who is that person? Why would a man wait? Okay, because he wants to make heaven. So in his dying bed, his last wish is to make peace with all men, so that he can be, free. He can be free of every sin. They are absolving from every sin. Go, you can now go in peace. Go and join your ancestors. You will make heaven. God knows the truth. He sees our hearts. So even last minute, he decides to make peace. God sees our hearts. Let the guy look for a side chick. Person they look for side chick, that person will get money. Then go look for her side chick. Estelle family, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you. Welcome. Honestly, I wish there was a way they will get close to somebody who wants to nail him. Somebody who wants to get even with him, who wants to get back at him. This is an opportunity for them to help this young guy. He's been mocked. I mean, for how many is this? 27 years. And then he knows that his father may likely be Sanwolu. He's been bearing Sanwolu. But the man is not, admitting that he's the father. Is that not heartbreaking? For a woman, yes, she can get married and then, of course, trash the name. What use is the name to her as a young woman? She's going to change the name. For those who do change of name, she's going to change her maiden name and then start bearing her husband's name. So to her with the name. But for a man, that name is the name that. So what is he going to do? No surname. He's bearing Sanwolu. What if by tomorrow, they conduct this test and the Sanwolu isn't the father? So what happens to that name he's been bearing? That is why it is better to be sure. Conduct DNA. And I wish the public will help this guy, with funds, with the support needed. Even if he's a governor claiming that immunity covers him, they should make him, because a lot of these rich guys are getting away with all this. They should make him pay, make him sit up, make him, become responsible. The rich always taking advantage of the poor or the low. Let's even forget about young ladies who have their eyes on the rich money. What about the young innocent ones? If you don't agree, make them go do DNA tests. Yeah, so make them go do. That is what I'm saying. Forget the ladies that have their eyes on the rich, who deliberately want to get pregnant. Deliberately. The other party, opposition party. Any opposition party can take this. Or that's something, you just pointed out something here. If the opposition party will do something about this, that will really help. That will help. Because this thing now, of course, is politics. If they can use it to nail him, use it to drag him out. If they can, that would be really good. Williams, Yvette Williams, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. She said, Pele is a disgrace. I remember when my parents talked about him when it was happening. Pele married 3 women who were all not black. Back then, many circles didn't want to see him. Yeah, I mean, Brazil, I know when he passed on, in fact, people were like, this guy didn't do right. He's a legend. He's an icon. He has everything. He has all the money. You know, this is your child. This is no more, I mean, it's no longer a thing of guess. It's not a guesswork. You know, the DNA result is there, proving that this girl is your child. Is your child. But with that, all the women he married were all white. I wonder what he was thinking. He didn't like the blacks or what? He didn't like our color. Hello, duh. This color is very beautiful. He's black, very, in fact, more blackish than I am. Well, he preferred the white ladies. When he passed on, it was the talk all over the country. Many were so unhappy with him. They were like, yes, this guy is a legend. But when it comes to this is one big flaw. He has issues with women. He had a lot of issues with women. Even the blacks he had anything with was a secret. Was a secret affair. High and mighty, taking advantage of the downtrodden, of the young, of those who don't have. The have-nots in the society. Cleaners, house helps, cooks, gardeners, their maid's daughter. Just yesterday, I was watching a guy that took advantage of his maid's daughter. And when the wife found out, the wife deleted him because she has been seeing how this guy abuses the maid's daughter, their maid's daughter. The wife saw it. The guy has money. He's very influential. So she was afraid of him. She was too afraid to confront him. The maid herself couldn't confront the man because she had nobody. If she decides to open this up, who will defend her? The man is influential. He can get her deleted. He can silence her overnight until the wife couldn't take it anymore and she deleted him. Karma is real. Karma is real. Why is it so hard for men to own up? You are ashamed of that woman, but you are not ashamed to pull down panties. You are ashamed of that woman, but you are not ashamed to have an affair with her. Secret affair. And then you say, you should have known that you are not in your free period. You should have known as an adult. You are not a child. You should have known better. She should have known. But the man, you yourself, you should have equally known that no child deserves to be brought into this world to come and suffer. No child deserves to come into this world asking questions. Where is my father? Who is my father? Take responsibility. Stop being a coward. As a man, if you're watching me, you're going to watch this, you're replaying this. Stop being a coward. If you know you have a child somewhere, go take responsibility. Go take full responsibility. That child is yours. If you are not sure and she's calling you out, go and conduct DNA test. Otherwise, take responsibility. Because the very fact that you went down on her without any form of protection, there is every likelihood that child is yours. There is nothing like immunity when the case is not a criminal, but it's not criminal, but civil. Well, he's claiming immunity. That's what the lawyer said. He has issues with his own skin color. Yeah, Pele. As for Sanwolu, he's claiming immunity covers him. But the case has been adjourned. Let's see what next month holds. Let's see how he's going to wiggle himself out of this. Let's see how he's going to wiggle himself out. It's crazy. There are ways to sort out these issues. There are ways to sort them out without really denying. You're living in denial when you had something with a woman you was sure of, you're certain. Condom no bust. You had it skin to skin, you enjoyed it. Why would you feel ashamed? Because you know what you did wasn't right. Because you know that what you did wasn't right as a man. It's about time. I don't know how they're gonna how the government is gonna make a lot of men sit up to their responsibility. Make them own up. Pele as an individual was a big piece of, oh my goodness. Yeah, you can complete the word. Seriously, this guy had all. It breaks my heart that this young lady went to her grave. The woman went to her grave. This daughter of his went to her grave, heartbroken, begging, did all she could, called him out, begged, did everything within her power, down to the last minute, even while she was taking her last breath. The least Pele could have done is to say, I am sorry I was being a jerk, but hey, I'm your father. Forgive me. It's the least he could have done. He waited until his own time, when he knew he was already going, to make peace with the grandchildren, to admit. He waited till last minute. Though the sons are happy, of course, who wouldn't be? They are happy. They're going to take share. They're going to take part. They're going to enjoy, part of the will. They will be compensated. It doesn't matter to them whether he recognized their mother or not. Yeah, a lot of famous people love to do things like this. Absolutely. And it's so wrong. And, you wait. Some never even get to meet their children. Some never had that opportunity again. Like my sister was saying here, somebody denied for how long? Up till now. Haba. If you know you cannot, you know you will not admit to it, you know you are not ready, please zip up. Zip up. Or go with protection. If you know you're not ready to be a father, zip up or go with protection. Because leaving a woman to suffer all by herself, carry the responsibility, the burden all by herself. Some are thrown out, beaten, shamed, disgraced, humiliated, laughed at. Some couldn't finish their secondary school. You just wasted their lives. Or do we even talk about those that have been silenced because they voiced out? A man is highly placed, he's in a high position, he's influential, he has the money and the connection. Use the opportunity to silence the woman because she spoke out. Karma is real. That's my message. Karma is real. I don't know if this guy is resting in peace with the knowledge of what he did. There is not left for them in the great beyond. Him and his daughter. Is left for them in the great beyond. Whatsoever a man sow, he will reap. Look at how he too passed on. The daughter suffered before she passed on. He too, before he passed on. Karma is real. I wonder if Pele called to see those those grandchildren when he was on his dying bed. It's likely he forced this young woman back then. Pele had issues with his own color. The daughter really begged. Yeah, the daughter really begged. The daughter really begged. It was in the news. The thing lingered for a very long time. People called him out. Yeah, he met with the children. They took pictures together at the hospital. A day before he passed on, they were there with him. They were there with him at his last moment. They were there. His children, his grandchildren, and these two boys from the daughter, Sandra. They were there trying to make final peace. Final peace, last minute peace. Whereas this young lady, did she die happy? The woman, your daughter, did she die happy? Yes, he did. It was a day before he passed on. A day before he passed on, he already knew he was going. The time was already ticking for him. It was ticking. Today, they are raising monuments all over the place for Pele. Oh, Pele, 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 Pele here, Pele that, legend here. Everybody singing his praise. But a woman left this world heartbroken. So this is a wake-up call to other guys out there. Yes, he's a coward. If I was those kids, I won't go. My dear, when money is involved, hey, Benny, the guy has money. Money is involved. People don't care. Integrity. Integrity. My sister, when money is involved, forget it. Even me. If now my children are go, if I'm their mother, I say, go and collect and live your life. I'm gone. It's unfortunate anyway. And when they read out his will, this woman that he has been denying, daddy, papa, denied her. She begged and cried. Her dying wish was to have the father agree that, yes, you are my daughter. Have the father call her daughter. That was her dying wish. Her dying wish was for Pele to say, my daughter, I'm your father. But did she get that? He stripped her of that, denied her that. But he got his dying wish when he requested to see the grandchildren. He got his. See how selfish human beings can be. Very selfish and self-centered. Denied the daughter her dying wish, but got his so he can make heaven. This heaven gates. This heaven. Let's see who is mounting the gate on the last day. Because they need to question Pele. Bro, stand there. Your case is different. We know last minute you made peace, but this peace, is it truly peace? Stand by the corner here. Did you truly make peace deep down within you? Did he regret his action? Did he even regret what he did for 1 minute? You took advantage of a woman working under you, working for you as a cleaner. Took advantage of her. As if that was not enough. A child was brought into the world. You still denied that child. Even when the child was dying, crying out for you to acknowledge her as a daughter. Still, I'd rather remain cashless than go and see a mumu grandpa like that. The grandpa carry weight. The grandpa name carry weight. The grandpa weight name now gold. The grandpa, their grandpa name is heavy. So you imagine that everybody now, Pele's grandchildren, Pele's grandchildren, Pele's grandchildren. Of course, do you know what comes with that? Contracts comes with that. Doors are open with that. Opportunities come with that. He regretted, and that was why he changed his will to accommodate the grandchildren. When did he change the will? Before, okay, at least, even if that time he was changing the will, did he come out to say, I acknowledge Sandra as my daughter? Did he do that before he passed on? Did he call for press conference? At least knowing fully well that time he was changing this will. Did he call for press conference so that people can gather and say, oh yes, officially I admit that Sandra is my daughter. I I am truly sorry for not giving her this opportunity, even while she was dying. So with this, I regret my actions, and I am truly sorry. Why did Pele not do that? Since he knew he was changing the will. This is something any humble man would have done. It's never too late to apologize for wrongdoing. So he thinks this last effort of his will erase what he did. He was a selfish man. It bothers so many of us. Doors open for the grandchildren. Yeah, doors open for the grandchildren. It bothered a lot of Brazilians. Where are you watching from, Williams? Yvette Williams, where are you watching from? I would like to know, if you don't mind, please. I would like to know. It opens doors for the grandchildren. But the question is, did this man really die happy? Or, deep down within him, was he feeling, yeah, I did the right thing? The court already did that, whether he accepted that, whether he accepted or not. You can't bring, yeah, can you bring the dead back? No, you can't. He should have called for a press conference. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And explain he was not humble. Okay, USA. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate this contribution here. Honestly, all he could have done is to call for a press conference. That would have, righted every wrong he did. That would have even made him a true hero. Because in the eyes of many, he's still a coward. No matter how many awards given to him, no matter what he has won, no matter the name given to him today, he died a coward to so many for this singular action of his. If he had called for a press conference and then apologized publicly, even when we know, yes, Sandra is no longer alive, but the fact that her children are still alive, he should have just called for a press conference and just explain. Even he doesn't even need to talk much. Just say, oh, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Forgive me, everyone that felt I did wrong, everyone that felt I should have done the wrong thing, I should have done the right thing. Please forgive me. I was a coward for not admitting or accepting. But we all make mistakes. You see, what makes one strong is admitting that you are wrong. Like I said, it's never too late. Oh, okay, Queen. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That is what makes us strong. Our ability to admit that we are weak and we are human beings and we can make mistakes. Your ability to apologize when you are wrong is what really makes you strong. It doesn't make you weak. And it's never too late. So that is why I'm saying at this point, for every man out there still struggling with making the right decision, go and do the right thing now. It is not too late. It is time to right the wrong. Don't wait until your last minute on earth. Do not wait until the mother of your child is gone before you admit that you had a child with that woman. Do not wait until it has gone so bad. Do not wait until the woman has vowed that you will never set your eyes on that child. It is not too late. Take the chance now. Nobody knows tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow holds. As a man listening right now, you're going to replay this live stream. Nobody knows what tomorrow holds. You keep denying that child. You are watching that child from afar struggle with the mother, suffer with the mother. The woman is facing humiliation. There is a young lady right now being thrown out of her parents' house because she's pregnant. There's a lady dropping out of school right now because she's pregnant. Every society is not the same. American system is different. A woman can be pregnant and still have some opportunities. Back home in Nigeria and some other African countries, it is not the same. The struggle is real. We haven't gotten to that point where society accepts young women who get pregnant easily and welcome them or give them opportunities. The first thing is stigmatization. She will be humiliated first. She will be denied a lot of things. Why make her go through that when you can help her out? Why make her face those humiliations? Why make her go through that trouble? And then vow. This is why some women have vowed that these men will never set their eyes on their children. It's so painful and heartbreaking for her to go through that process all by herself. The shame, The stigma associated, because they stigmatize single parent, especially when the woman is still very young. She's been stigmatized, she's been shamed and humiliated, denied a lot of things. Not easy to, go to school and still take care of a baby. Not easy to carry pregnancy while schooling. It's not easy. It's a big challenge. At least it will be lesser burden if she knows that you're there, even if you're not going to marry her, even if you're not going to be there fully. At least it reduces the burden mentally for her, knowing fully well that this guy agrees, and you're giving her little support. You're giving her little support. It helps. We are human beings. Let's have that sympathy. Let's have a very caring heart. Let's even have a sympathetic heart. Yeah, I know the struggle is real in Nigeria. I have many Nigerian friends here. They have told me, I'm telling you, Queen, it is a struggle. It's not easy for young ladies who get pregnant. They get to drop out of school. Some are sent out of their homes. Some live on the streets. There's one lady I was talking about, Ochanya. She passed on last 2 years. Ochanya passed on last 2 years because she got pregnant. Who got her pregnant? Her uncle got her pregnant, threw her out of the house. She was a teenager. She got pregnant at the age of 17. She started living in an uncompleted building where she was raped as, oh God. She was raped there, and at the end of the day, this girl contracted, I don't know the kind of infection, had mental breakdown, and finally, she passed on. Finally, she passed on. This is the case of men, so many ladies in Nigeria, especially the young ones, 18, 19, 20. Some don't get to recover from the trauma. As we speak, more and more young ladies have been taken advantage of. You see children of the rich taking advantage of their house helps, taking advantage of their nanny, taking advantage of their cleaners, taking advantage of women even older than them. Because those women can't speak. They can't speak. They speak, they get threatened. You know your son is taking advantage of the house help. You are quiet as a man. When the house help gets pregnant, you throw her out of the house. As a woman, you know your husband is taking advantage of your house help. And you're quiet because it's your husband. You're trying to protect the image of your husband. As soon as the house help gets pregnant, you throw her out. Karma is real. Nobody knows tomorrow. Let's have the fear of God. Karma is real. Whatsoever a man sows today, he will reap tomorrow. When you see something that is wrong, say it. Don't cover up. Like I said, women are good at covering up, especially wives. We're very, very good at covering our husbands up, even when they are wrong, even when they are doing shitty things. We cover them up. Instead, we blame our fellow women. She seduced him. How did the house help seduce the man of the house? How did she seduce your husband? With that gown she's wearing, with that tattered hair, with that all back, how did she seduce the man? Was she exposing any part of her body? How did she seduce the man? Then you send her away with a baby. Innocent baby that didn't beg to be brought into this world. The cry of that baby gets to the ear of God. God never forgets. He never forgets. There is restitution for everything we do on earth. There is restitution. We pay. It is not free. Okay, Estelle, thank you so much. Thank you. We don't get to escape it. That is why before we do anything, for every action, we need to think. For every action, we need to ask ourselves, what will happen if things go this way. Before you zip down as a man, ask yourself, what if she gets pregnant? Am I ready? You're dating a young lady, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Finally, she gets pregnant. You want her to terminate the pregnancy. You are not ready for marriage, yet you are ready to be having an affair unprotected, having intimacy unprotected, but you are not ready. Yeah, some Nollywood movies here show the abuse of young girls by uncles. Yeah, it is rampant. It is common. Unfortunately, this is the reality. You are not ready to marry, but you are having unprotected sex. When pregnancy comes up, you deny the pregnancy, and you expect her to shoulder it all by herself without any drama. And then 5 years, 10 years down the line, you want her to allow you have access to that child that you denied when everything has cooled down, when she has managed to find her feet. You now want her to grant you access to that child. Remember, it's difficult. She's human. She feels pain. She has not forgotten the shame, the humiliation, the pain. She hasn't forgotten all that. And like Yvette Williams said, uncles take advantage because they bring these young ladies to the house to take care of, you see men sending their children, their female children to their brother's house to go serve, to go be with them, go to school, have a better life, have a better education. And these uncles end up taking advantage of them. Even their auntie, their sister's husband, which is their aunt. A young lady will go stay with her sister for a better life, for a good education, and the sister's husband will be taking advantage of her while the sister keeps quiet so she can protect her marriage, so she can cover the husband, because that is what some women are very good at, covering their husbands. You hear her screaming at night, you keep quiet, you want to remain in that marriage. And you say a 16-year-old girl seduced your husband. How is that possible? For a teenager to seduce a grown man? How? Tell me. You are an accomplice as a woman. If you know all this and you cover the man up, you cover your husband up, you are an accomplice. There's no way you are going to escape the karma too. No way. It's going to be served hot. As the man is paying, the wife will equally pay. It's unfortunate that the likes of Pele are still out there, still denying tooth and nail, denying that they are nuts. Still denying they are nuts. I saw a video a couple of months ago where a woman dragged her young daughter to a guy's house. Thank you, your man. Women, when he zips down, you zip up. The woman dragged her young daughter, her teenage daughter, to this young guy's house. Dragged him. You got my daughter pregnant. She said you're the one. This guy came out. Now only me, not be only me, they do her. We plenty. So you are not the only one, but yet you did it. So there is every chances that you could be the father of the child. You could have gotten her pregnant, so long as you were doing it with other guys. There is every likelihood you are the father of that child. And the woman was busy hitting the teenage daughter with the pregnancy. Hitting her. So now how many? Who else? She said it's the guy. The guy said, "I lie, we plenty. I'm not the only one. There are other guys." When a guy knew that he's not the only one, that this lady is having an affair or is sleeping with other guy, yet he equally zipped down and took advantage of her. So very upsetting and sad. Yes, the husband is considered the crown. Oh, many accomplices out there. Many. As I speak, there are women who know what their husbands are doing to their maid or even to their housemaid child, taking advantage of little children. They know they are covering up the crown on my head. They have to protect that crown. Yes, it's good for a woman to support her husband, but not when it comes to evil, not when it comes to wickedness. That woman the husband is taking advantage of is a human being like her, is a woman like her. For how long will she cover up? How long will you protect that Casanova? How long will you protect that wobbling cucumber? How long will you cover him up? This is why some men end up taking advantage of their own daughters. We're seeing that already. Fathers taking advantage of their daughters and putting them in family ways, getting them to terminate the pregnancy. Why the mother look on? Why she sits and, you know, a woman was saying her daughter seduced her husband. Your own daughter, I mean, how is it even possible for your own daughter to seduce your husband? Who is the adult here? Who is the adult here? And you know your husband took advantage of your daughter instead of leaving that marriage and calling the dog out. No, she sat there blaming the daughter. How do we sleep at night when we cover evil? How do some women go to bed at night knowing that they are protecting one man, one monster? How do they go to bed? How do they go to bed? It's unfortunate, it's saddening, it's heartbreaking. We don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't know. Yeah, yes, we have. The medical field has shown a lot of what you are saying right now. It is happening. Incest, or what would I even call that? Is it incest? The relationship between a father and a daughter. Incest. It's a taboo. It's an abomination. It is very wrong. You see fathers sneaking their daughters out to go and terminate pregnancy, to go and get rid of pregnancy. Some years back, one of my girlfriends, their neighbor, she was telling me that their neighbor, that their neighbor got, the man got the 2 daughters pregnant. And the woman left. Why she left, one of the daughters couldn't make it because the guy took her to go get rid of the pregnancy. She died in the process. So that got to the mother when she found that she left the marriage. But the other daughter is still in that marriage. I mean, no, not marriage. She's still living with the father. And they had children together. With her own father, they are raising children years back in Boko, Benue State. The woman left. It's ongoing. Do we keep quiet in the face of this iniquity? Do we silence? Do we just close our mouth and pretend and focus on other things? We don't know who is next. You don't know who is next. You don't know where you find yourself. You don't know where your daughter will find herself. We don't know what's going on. You don't know what tomorrow holds. These are nothing but abominations. Abomination. The land has been soiled. Blood crying out. Lives cut short. All because of the insatiable desire of one man. A man who is thinking with his cucumber, who can think with his head. A coward who has refused to take responsibility. A shameless man who doesn't know how to zip up and hold the pants up. Abomination in the land. There are a lot of Pele out there who are still living in denial, who are still denying their children, who are still denying because they are highly placed. They have the money. They are influential. They are the big business mogul in the society. So nobody can call them out. If human being, men mortals can call you out, God can call you out. If a man mortal cannot stand before you to tell you you did wrong, God will call you out. It is about time men wake up and start taking responsibility. You know you put it in there. Take responsibility. Own up. That is what makes you a man. Only a coward does things and denies. It takes a courageous man to come out and say, I did it. I did it. Even if I can't be there fully, at least partially, give that child a name. Take that humiliation away from that child. That child is being questioned, who is your father? Especially when they are teenagers. At any little thing, their peers, taunt them. Do you know your father? Where is your dad? I know my dad. Who is your dad? Even when they are young, during birthday parties, they are expecting to see their father there. They are expecting to see a father figure present. It affects these children's mental health as they are growing up. Think about this. If you have been rejected, if you have been denied that fatherly love while you were young, think about this. Would you be this? Would you be who you are today? If you were denied the same way you are denying that child, would you have amounted to anything today? Think about this. You have an easy life today. That's because God made it so. When you have a seat somewhere crying out and calling out, accept me, give me a name, give me an identity. I want to be known. I want to know where I belong. A child wants to know his root, his or her root, especially the boy child. They want to know where they came from, their lineage, who their father is, who their grandfather is. They want to know, they want to trace their roots back. But you're denying that child that. It is painful. Yes, a lot of Pele'S out there right now. Some of them, pay the mother to keep quiet and have them sign papers. Pele might have announced if this child was a boy. Do you think so? Do you think he would have if the child was a boy? Do you think he would have maybe admitted? Because it's not as if he's looking for a boy. He has boy child. Do you think? I just think he was just being a jack. Just like so many men out there. Just like a lot of men out there, he's just been a jack. He was a jack. He was a coward. A legendary, but a coward. Died a coward. Boy or girl, all he could have done is to own up. Boy or girl, all he would have done is to call a press conference. Yes, I know, like I said, some of them sign, agreement with the woman. So long as they are paying her under the table, nobody knows. The woman is taken care of. The boy knows, or the child knows, the identity of the father and agrees with the mother to keep everything quiet, maybe until the man passes. So you can even have that agreement. It's even better than denying it completely. Yeah, I don't think so, because he's not looking for boy child. He has children everywhere. We don't even know how many right now. At least officially, these are the number of children he has. It is sad how the mighty, how the high and the mighty take advantage. They take advantage. They use their positions, their offices to humiliate others, to ruin the lives and future of other young ladies. And I want to say, young ladies, in as much as today's live stream is not for you, it's for the guys, for the deadbeat dads, for the irresponsible fathers, for the cowards out there. I want to equally say, please do not trust them completely. If he says skin to skin is sweet, remind him that you can't take the responsibility alone. He needs to sign something undertaking. If pregnancy comes up, he will take responsibility. Otherwise, like Cornelius was saying, they have female condom. If you don't want to be popping contraceptive, at least use female condom. They have female condom in the market. Insert it before they do. Put it in there. I'm happy that they have the female condom everywhere. It's unfortunate that a lot of young ladies don't know about this female condom. They think it's just the male condoms. They have female condoms. Go in there and insert it. If Bros is not ready to put a cap on his own, if he wants to find 2 condoms, better protection. Female condom protecting you, the male condom protecting him. If he's not ready, at least you should equally protect yourself. It may not just be pregnancy. What about infection? What about infection? It may not be pregnancy. What if you contract a deadly infection? Something that will ruin your life for life. Why the man walks free? As usual, women are always at the receiving end. You are the one people are going to look at. You are the one that society will shame. You are the one they will call out. I am yet to see where they call out a single father and say, ooh, you are a single father. I have not seen that. Instead, they are being praised. Those who know, they call them, yes, they praise them. GK, you fire, now you knock that gebele. I am yet to see where they laugh and clap at a man. Woo! You got a woman pregnant. Woo! I'm yet to see that. It is the woman that is being shamed. I have not seen where a father gets to, hit the child, the boy child, and say, you got that woman pregnant, get out of my house. Instead, they will team forces, especially the mother, to say, my son is not responsible. You are trying to pin it on my son. It can't be my son. But you know your son is a man already. So as a woman, think about all these things. If anything happens, who is going to bear the pain? Who is bearing the shame and humiliation? It is you. Who is going to carry the pregnancy for 9 months? You, the woman. Why the guy is somewhere in one joint, drinking and eating? You are there struggling to get a sleep at night. Because you can't lie on your tummy. You can't lie on this position. You turn to this position, is uncomfortable. You turn to the other position, is uncomfortable. The cramping, all the pain, the vomiting, the morning sickness. It is you alone without a man's support. So go and start protecting yourself. You're not married. Stop gambling with your life. Yeah. Stop gambling with your future. Think about the consequences. They don't clap for a man. They don't say, whoo, on a man. It is usually the woman they do. Whoo. You can close your leg. Close your leg. You say, no, now you are pregnant. Nobody will tell the man. Zip up. You say, no, now you have gotten her pregnant. They excuse the men. It's only in the Western world that some of them are made to pay by giving child support. And like you heard from my co-host initially, they still find a way around the child support. A man can decide not to get a good job, so he will escape the child support. So long as he's earning little, he will only give a certain percentage. And is that percentage enough for you to take care of that child? No. You have to work as a woman in order to raise that child. Because if the man doesn't have enough, he's only giving what he has. There is little or nothing the government can do. He's working, but the job is working, he's not paying him much. So he gives a certain percentage of what he's working or what he's getting out of work. You are now left to either go and work, do double job, whatever you're going to do to raise that child of yours. It's about time. Young ladies, it's about time. Unless you know you are ready for that responsibility wholeheartedly as a single lady, you're ready to be a single mother, you're ready to carry the burden all by yourself, you're ready to shoulder the weight of motherhood all by yourself, then go ahead. There are a lot of women doing great already in that field. They're doing so great being single mothers. They're doing so great. So if you want to join that, please, by all means, be my guest. Because you know the consequences of going down with a man without protection. Ladies, start protecting yourself. Gone are those days we cry men took advantage, in as much as we are calling them out for taking advantage, please, and talk to your girl child. Unfortunately, I see something, I see things playing. It's like a roller coaster. It's a circle. Women who who raise a girl child up by themselves, I see them neglecting, some of them neglecting this girl child. As she's growing up, she equally makes the same mistake. She follows the path of her mother. It goes to show that as a mother, you didn't do a good job. Your daughter doesn't have to follow the same pattern. You can give her better. You can do better. You can do better than you're doing. Give her the best. Raise her properly, with love and with strictness. Not just with love. Make sure she follows the right path. Protect your girl child. Teach her sex education early enough. Teach her about men taking advantage of young ladies early enough. Let her see the signs. Let her understand the language. Give her the codes men use. Show her the patterns. Let her see the whole handwriting clearly. So when she sees a spade, she knows it's a spade and she calls it a spade. Teach her all the codes guys use, so she won't be taken advantage of. And give her all the love and support she needs as a child, so she wouldn't have to depend or rely on any guy. Let your girl child be independent. Let your girl child get your love and your support. Guys, karma is real. The day to come to serve, it serves very, very cold. The heart, karma comes very cold, gives it to you very cold, and it will freeze your heart when it's served. Stop being a jerk. Take responsibility of your action. The very fact that you went to lock that door, or you booked that hotel, or you dragged her behind closed doors, or you pulled her to a corner and zip down, means that you have to take responsibility. There is no mistake here. There is no mistake. You can't, a woman doesn't just fall pregnant. It takes two, or just the man taking advantage of the woman. Because I can't say it's all the intimacy is consented. Some of these men take advantage, and we know that, especially the young ones and the very fragile ones, and then the weak ones, the downtrodden, the poor, children of the poor. Stop it. Stop it and take responsibility. Pele, I don't know if I don't know. Yeah, we've been typing rest in peace, legend. I pray honestly that he's resting in peace. I hope honestly he's resting in peace. Wherever he is, I hope he meets with that woman, that's his daughter, and trash it out in the great beyond. And as for Sanwolu, it's time for dragging. If he's not ready to come out and hiding under immunity, it is time to start dragging him. It's about time to start dragging his behind out, because he must take responsibility. He's not the only one. A lot of rich men doing the same thing. But if we get any, will drag their behind out. The woman cannot just be the only one facing the whole thing. This boy is grown. He's a grown man. At least give him an identity. Give him acknowledge so that those friends, people mocking him, can stop. Stop living in denial. If he's your son, he's not begging you for any other thing. All he's asking for is at least acknowledge I am your son. Acknowledge you are my father. That's all he's asking for. Acknowledge. That's all he needs. Do not wait until, it's too late. Like I said, nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody. I'm always saying this on my live stream. We don't know what tomorrow holds. That's why we have to be careful for every of our action, for everything we do. There is a price to be paid. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you. Yvette Williams, thank you so much. I appreciate your love and your support. And thank you for joining the family, the Spicy family. God bless you. Ify London, thank you so much, Ify. I really appreciate you. Cornelius, my darling husband, you are awesome. My #1 fan. Oh, you're one, your mama, my darling sister. Thank you so much. God bless you. Estelle, you are so kind. Thank you for staying with me up to this very moment. Pele'S Fitness, you are a gorgeous queen. I can't thank you enough. Thank you. Trending Gist with Octavia Cara, you are awesome, queen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Being a carer with Case, thank you so much. Tanya Brown, thank you. D, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your love and your support. Thank you, Ify, Amazing Grandma's channel. Thank you so much. Who else do we have here? Feeling Media, thank you so much. Pele'S Fitness, yeah. BNC, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. When are you? Okay, tomorrow, same time. Yeah, I will be on tomorrow, same time, Queen. I really appreciate you. Same time tomorrow that I started today. BMC, thank you. Informa Louis watching me from United Kingdom, I really appreciate you. Thank you, the board files, every one of you. And those of you who will be replaying this live stream, I do appreciate your love and your support. Like I always say, don't forget to thumbs up, share, and you can join my family. If you like what I do and you want to support this family, you can join my membership by checking the different levels I have. You can decide to support this live stream by joining my membership. We have different levels. Just check the one that is comfortable enough for you, the one that you feel is very convenient for you to sign up for and support me every month on this live stream. You can also super chat me. You can send me super sticker. You can also send me thanks in any of my videos, okay? I really do appreciate you. And then sharing my videos. You can equally help me share my videos. Let's have more people join in on the live stream, okay? God bless every one of you. I really, really do appreciate you. I do not take this love for granted. Believe me, I don't take it for granted. So God bless you. Let's meet again tomorrow, same time on Love Night with Spice, as we discuss and dissect different topics on this live stream, okay? Oyo fresh, my queen, thank you so much. And thank you for that thumbs up, okay? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oyo fresh, the freshest of them all. She's got a channel where she does cooking, does juicing as well, fresh food, fresh juice, and equally have another channel, Oyo World, where she discusses other issues and topics like this as well. Trending topics like this as well. So God bless every one of you. Let's meet again, same time tomorrow. And I leave you guys with this song of mine, Peace of Mind. Thank you, Yvette. You are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you guys. I leave you guys with this Peace of Mind. Peace of mind. You make me feel like the ocean. You give me peace of mind. Your body say I'm on attention. You give me peace of mind. Hey D, thank you. Good night, D. Thank you so much. Hey, I appreciate you. You give me peace of mind. Let's go. Trending G, thank you. Yes, I need you because I want you.
Like the only one for me. I'm coming home, I have to fight. The world is stressing me. I want you, cause I know you got it. And you're my company. And if I call you, you turn up. And you always come through for me. Peace of mind. I yeah. You make me feel like the ocean. You give me peace of mind. I yeah. Your body's in my attention. You give me peace of mind. I yeah. Please give me peace of mind. Please give me peace of mind.
Can you just laughing? Why are you laughing? I can't dance, Abby. You're laughing at me because I can't dance. See, if you meet on dance floor, I will scatter the floor. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.